thanks for doing it as well, man. I appreciate you taking and
Thanks.
remembering. I really appreciate you remembering it.
Yeah, well, if I say I want to do some, if I say I'm going to do something, I make sure that I do it. So,
Oh,
you know,
cool. Oh,
I value other people's time because I value my own as
oh,
well.
cool, man. I appreciate that. Some people get back to you, but then like you don't hear from them again. It's a bit annoying sometimes because you take your time out to do a bit of research and stuff. But
It is,
it's cool.
yeah.
Ah, cool. How did your journey into music start? Like, what made you get into it?
It's kind of like one of those things where like it was always kind of there. So I wasn't like the best at communicating my emotions as a kid. I found it really, really hard. And I was one of those kids that would like shout and scream and like my parents wouldn't know what's going on. I just couldn't express my emotions very well. So I just started finding like music around three, like playing on the keyboard and like when I would like play certain notes in a row, I would feel things. And like when I listened to songs, I would feel things. And I kind of found like a mutual understanding with music. And I think from that, it's just become like an obsession. In the beginning, it was more like I needed it. And now it's nice that I can do it for fun. And it's kind of come to a place where I hope to be able to give that to other people that are in a similar position to me, essentially.
That's
Were
cool.
in a position to me. Yeah.
I read that you had, was it Greek and Turkish heritage as well?
Yes.
Does that sort of help shape some of your music as well? Like,
For sure, yeah, absolutely. I like my background was obviously my on my father's side, my grandfather, um his family were the I don't know if you know the Byzantine exchange.
don't think so.
It was considered like the walk of death, where people, Greeks living in Turkey, had to walk to Greece, and a lot of them died along the way. And it wasn't kind of like walking, it was more like you had a bag of things, no water, no food, and you had to hide from like the soldiers as well.
Oh
So a
wow.
lot of my grandfather's side died along the way back home to Greece. And so when my mother came along, who was Turkish, there was a lot of hatred
Oh wow.
involved. And I was kind of the bargaining chip, like to invite her into the family. But what I've seen across my life is how people can realize that just because, one bad thing happens doesn't mean that it reflects on the individual. And it's been very nice to see kind of differences dissolve over time, because everyone involved is well intentioned. And I think, it doesn't matter where you're from, if you're a good person, that reflects. And I've kind of grown up with the Turkish, the Greek, and also growing up in the UK being English. And and it's been very beautiful to see how all of that can kind of gel together.
Yeah.
Um, because it doesn't always gel well. And I think it happened in a very beautiful way because everyone was in it for the same thing. And those things that bring you together, I think if you have common ground, then things can blossom in a really beautiful way. So I've been very grateful to see that at such a young age, basically.
That's cool. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love hearing the history behind things and that as well. It's great.
So I try to bring that, inclusivity into music. And I try to bring like some of the scales and stuff into music. And I'm very grateful that my upbringing, my moral pillar is that. So
Oh,
I'm
brilliant.
yeah, yeah.
Who sort of inspired you musically as well when you were younger?
When I was young, I mean, my first idol was like Lady Gaga.
I say
Because
younger, you're still young. It's-
well, when I was a babby, when
yeah.
when I was tiny, I thought she was so cool. I wasn't like the coolest kid. So I just liked that she made being different, strange, and unconventional like cool. Um I liked that there was like a just a more alternative version of beauty, and I like the big bows and the extravagant and kind of being exaggerated. I think that really helped me build my confidence. Because confidence is definitely something that I've earned, not something that has come with me. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd be the same. I DJ and I still get really nervous for stuff like that. I only do really do parties and stuff, but I still get like really
Oh,
nervous before stuff. I'd be if I had to sing, I'd crumble. I'd definitely get stage fright.
it's
It's
scary, huh? Yeah. Where do you DJ?
just all like, so in the town that I live in Corby, and there's Northampton as well, and I've done like I just do all around sort of the areas and stuff. I've got friends that run bars and things, so they get me in, It's just great. I love it. It's great fun.
Yeah, it's nice to connect to people in that kind of way, isn't it? It's nice
Yeah, it's
to,
brilliant. See,
yeah.
so obviously, the first music I heard was obviously like piano sort of ballads things, but then you've obviously gone into sort of dance music and like trance. I love trance. I'd say that was quite trendy. That was like what inspired you to make the change into to dance music?
I tell you what, so I was in the I did like pop R&B before, and then I had a really like a big need to make some of the acoustic stuff. I think I was being pulled in that direction. Because I had some stuff to deal with, and it's kind of where I went. And then I was trying to find myself kind of back in the pop. It wasn't really sitting right. And then a GM Sana Music Group, now known as GM Creative, kind of found me. And they were like, hey, this label Actuation is looking for a vocalist. And they found me through social media. And they're like, can you do the songs? And I was like, yeah, because they were paying as well. I was like, I need to get paid, please.
Yeah,
And at the time, my buddy had gone gold on Armada. So I was going to Amsterdam to kind of, it was one of my one friend that I made recently, but it was the first kind of big milestone that my community of people had like achieved that I knew at the time. And so I was like, this is really, really cool for this person, to see like your community kind of striving and thriving. And I love being a cheerleader for other people.
yeah,
So I was like, I'm coming, I want to see what this scene is about. So I kind of recorded the songs. They were coming out while I was in Amsterdam, and just kind of being around the community. I was like, this place is so inclusive. Imagine like the 80s hip hop scene in America where everyone is collaborating and everyone is just there for the music and very little else.
yeah.
And I gotta be real, I don't feel that in the UK scene
I think it's
anymore.
a lost art entirely. I think it's not
Yeah.
because with social media and TikTok and stuff. It's killed the music scene a little bit.
A little bit. But the dancing, and like at least at the form of like the artist and what the music is about, it was so pure. It was so, and I was like, this is where, beyond just the genre of music, this is where I want to be. This is where like my heart wants to be. I feel included. I mean, I was invited into the industry before I even had anything to say about it, just
Yeah.
on the basis of being able to sing. And I was like, this is what it's about. Like, if you can do the job, the community should be able to find you. And I think the UK scene needs to work on that a little bit, just a little bit. I love the UK scene. It's been good to me in some respects, but everything from the UK scene that I have achieved is because I had first achieved it somewhere else. And then because of that initial hype I had gotten myself, then the UK's opened the doors a little bit.
Well, I
So I
spoke to
think
people before, and they say the UK, everyone says the same thing. It's quite clicky, the UK scene. Once you get into
a
sort
little
of
bit.
a crowd of a venue and stuff, they'll book you all the time, but they won't
Yeah,
try
yeah.
anybody new. So it makes it harder.
Yeah. And I feel like there's more of an infrastructure in the US and Europe. At least like if you work hard, it kind of rewards you. Not always, not everyone gets their flowers that deserve them, let's be honest. But there's more opportunities there, at least for people who are in it for the right reasons. And I most definitely am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy I found the scene and I found a home in the scene and I'm here now because of that. So
See how you do dance music as well. Obviously, 'cause you have to perform with a DJ, I imagine.
yeah, it's like dance pop now, dance pop EDM trance, like vocal driven dance music. So
Yeah.
everything is influenced by dance, and I'm a little bit more pop leaning on the dance side of things.
Yeah, do you
I've
have to
sung,
perform with a DJ though? Because obviously I've been to raves. I used
yeah,
to go raving all the time, and you always had someone come out singing with a DJ. And I always thought it
yeah,
must be
yeah.
weird for the singer because obviously you haven't got a band and stuff. It's you're just sort of I don't know. Does it make it different when because you've done both?
I tell you what, the big thing about getting booked with the DJ is that these venues that book for like these club scenes, or like coffee raves or stuff like that. I did one in Munich. Lovely people, such a great time, excellent food, stellar energy. People really just go out and have a good time in Munich. Um, they know how to set up the DJ. They
Yeah.
don't know how to set up the inners for the vocalist. And it's very hard to sing in key if you can't hear yourself.
Is that the things that sort of
Uh,
play it back for you so you know your
yeah,
sound?
you put them
Yeah.
in. Yeah, so thank God that at that coffee rave that I did in Munich, my most recent performance, there was a speaker facing me, and I was trying to hear myself with the speaker coming towards me. So that was a saving grace. But I would say at some of these like mid-level, we're talking like 200 to 1,000 capacity venues, um, they don't always have the right setup for the vocalist. And I think the
Yeah.
live show suffers a little bit. And you never want to come across negative, and you always want to come across professional and positive, and you know everyone's at the most of the time doing their best, but it does pay a price to the people who are watching, who are paid to be there.
It must
So
be frustrating for you as well.
yeah, it makes it scary, man. Like you want to have security when you're performing, but I try my best because you got to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
what are you
get
gonna
it.
do?
So
What are you
even
gonna
like with
do?
when I DJed, if there's something wrong with the sound, I panic because
Yeah,
I know what's wrong with it, but because I'm panicking, my mind goes blank and I'm like, oh shit. Sometimes I've done it and I've just not turned the speaker on, but because I'm panicking that much, I'm like, why is there no sound? Why is there no sound?
yeah.
But I imagine if you don't really know when you're singing if you can't really hear yourself properly. It's got to be
Oh
quite
yeah,
frustrating.
you literally don't know what to do. Like I mean because I've done the grassroots, right? I've done open mics and everything. So I've had some bad setups in my time, and I
Yeah,
think that kind of gives me a little bit more security doing it now. Thank God.
yeah. It's a good learning
God.
curve as well, ain't it?
Yeah, it makes you strong. Bad shows make you, well, the scary shows make you stronger. When things go wrong, that's when you learn. So
Yeah. Oh, see,
yeah.
see how you've done both genres as well. So you've done like your dance and you've done other stuff as well.
And I've
Is
done
that
the acoustic.
like,
Yeah.
has that taught you anything as an artist, doing sort of different genres?
I think it's taught me how to write better.
Yeah,
I th when you're doing solo R&B, because the structure isn't always so obvious of like what makes a good song and etc. You kind of play a little bit, and you don't really think too much about the structure. But I think going into dance, and now I'm writing for other people as well, on occasion, I've really enjoyed it. I think you start to learn the rules more in dance because the rules are so rigid, because you are an instrument with the music more rather than just being the top line.
yeah.
There's more strict rules on what is right and what is wrong, at least for commercial. That's really trained me well. And so I think the transition has made me a much better writer, and I'm very grateful that the consequence of that has been milestones of success, getting there, you know.
And
And
you do
now I
well on
think,
the stream front.
yeah, I mean, the labels have been very good to me. And I'm very grateful that Spotify has put me in a few editorials, even on like independent releases.
Yeah,
Uh, my only charted song was an independent release. So that was really cool to see.
yeah, that's wicked.
Yeah, I was like, now I'm calm because it's an interview, but at the time I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's got to be a great feeling once you start seeing them do well because it's your music at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
man. It was great feeling. Great because you know it's hard. I mean, like you get it. You DJ. It's not an open doors industry. It's very much searching for the
Yeah,
key.
yeah.
Searching for you
Do you
know
do you worry about streams and stuff, or do you not really care about that anyway?
I think it's natural to care a little bit. I think it's natural. And like when you get to a certain level, I think it's natural to have it in the back of your mind. But I care about it after the point the song is made. I keep the creation of the music very sacred. Because if the creation of the song isn't innocent, then nothing about the whole process is. I don't mind making the marketing more about numbers and more of the strategy being more about that kind of stuff. And I'm still on learning, very much in the learning process of that. I haven't cracked it myself. And there are people that do it much better than me that I'm continuously trying to meet, but I keep the music innocent as much as possible with every songwriting skill and template and everything else. I try to make that honest. That is very important to me.
Oh, cool. What's
Yeah.
I love the new song as well, that Passenger Princess.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you
Brilliant.
very
Is that one of
much.
your
Yeah,
own?
that's one of my own. I wrote
Yeah,
it
that's
myself.
wicked.
Thank you. I released it independently. I had an argument with my partner, and he was like, "Oh, you can't even drive anyways." And I was like, "He's a very good guy, so bless him." It's
That's
like,
see what I always think as well. Like how do you manage writing songs? Because obviously writing songs when you're playing the music as well is,
Mm.
but when you're doing it to dance music, is it sort of different? Do you write differently when you do it for dance music?
I think probably instinctively some of the rules change a little bit per genre. But I think I have a very big mixing pot of what I like, and I think with that song there was just zero rules. I think a couple things against the grain on that song, like how quickly I'm talking and singing, how there's like no breathing space. I think that's not very conventional at all for like the kind of genre that it's in and the instrumentation. But I had a lot to say and I had 3 minutes to do it. So I wanted to get it all out. No, yeah, I wrote the song on I think it was a piano instrumental or something. I'd written the song just like I had ripped it from Splice, like a loop or two. And then I had taken it to my buddy Jordan, who I've made Falling in Love with, and Lux and Eterna. I like his creative mind a lot. Um, and we made 12 versions of the song before we mastered it. So it was a lot of work. That song was a lot of work, and he did excellent. I like my only contribution to like the production was just like I like this, I don't like this. Should we change this? This should be in more in pitch. That was it. And he was like the wizard behind the computer doing the production. Apart from the vocals, that's me.
That's
Um,
quality. It's a great song, so it's gone in your favor.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
What do you find to be the most challenging thing now as an artist?
I think there's a lot of saturation, and I think there's a lot of. I have seen the benefits of labels when the A&R believes in the song. I know what labels can do in a very short period of time. I understand how amazing they are. Um, so I think for an for there's a lot of talent in the world, and their music is good enough. If your music isn't good enough, you can make it good enough over time. You can like improve your skills, but once you're at a place where your music is good enough, I think you're wearing so many hats that it's about finding the right people to get it out into the world. And I think that is a little gate kept. And I understand why, because music is so scary and big and enormous. But I do think there's a lot of companies out there, PR companies, etc., that sell what they cannot offer, um, and don't end up being able to achieve. Some of them are really good, um, but artists spend a lot of money trying to find the right path, and I think it is unfair how much independent artists, like totally independent in the beginning, don't know what they're doing and how
Yeah.
much in the dark they are about being able to find the right people to get their music out there. Because there's a lot of sharks. And I think there's a lot of people that want to take advantage of you, and there's a lot of work that you have to do to make sure that doesn't happen. And sometimes you find the right person at 16 and they take you to the sky, and sometimes you don't. And I've been very lucky that I haven't been in terrible situations. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of garbage in the music industry, and there's
Yeah,
a lot of
I like
city companies.
films and stuff as well, and I imagine it's the same sort of. There's always going to be some
Yeah.
horrible stuff.
And shitty live agents and shitty managers and just like I did a show, I sold out the workhouse. I'm not going to tell the name of the company here just because
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is with you. But they're pretty well known now for being terrible. I sold 400 tickets. I like completely put all my resources into it. I was tiny. I had no idea how I sold that many tickets for that kind of venue when I was that size. It just kind of happened. I think Camden Love, BBC's extension, had posted about the show and it just sold out. I made £70 from that show.
yeah. So you've been skimmed.
I was skimmed. The tickets
That's
like
but
£22.
it's bullshit when that happens as well, isn't it?
There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of crap in the industry. Sorry, I shouldn't be swearing. Anyways, that's the big thing with independent artists. They just don't
Sometimes
know the
swearing's
rules.
worth it when you've been conned.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Would you have sort of any advice for anyone that's like sort of start? So I speak to a lot of artists that are sort of starting out as well.
Mhm.
Obviously, you've had some good experiences.
Yeah, yeah. Advice. I would say you're gonna sign maybe one or two bad contracts in your time and it doesn't reflect on you. But I would say if something is really bad and something makes you feel, I can go as far as saying unsafe, but just uncomfortable about protecting your work. There is an incredible company called Musicians Union. It's about 22-ish, 22, 23-ish a month. It offers legal services, it offers advice, it gives you discounts on some equipment. Um, you can get hearing protection done. I would just say for an independent artist who's new, I would say that is well worth it because you have someone in your corner that when you need help can stop you from doing the bad thing instead of learning it the hard way
Yeah.
um, and being trapped in a shitty contract for 5 years. I would recommend Musicians Union. They're like the government body in the UK. Like they are amazing.
Ah, wicked. Well, so
Yeah.
what's next for you?
What's next for me? I have some songs coming out. I have a song that I wrote for another artist for the first time. It was signed. Uh, so that's coming out end of July. I have a few more. I want to do some live shows. I have a live show. Sorry, I'm bad at this. I have a live show in October, 20th of October at the Notting Hill Arts Club. It's going to be a stripped version of my dance tracks because that's the vibe of the night.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll try and get
yeah,
to that because London's only an hour on the train for me. So
come. Yeah,
yeah,
you're invited, absolutely. It's gonna be a really fun night. It's hosted by Michael, who is a radio presenter at Hoxton Radio, and he's put it together and he's taken some of his favorite acts from the live scene and he's kind of put a show together. He's got like a whole Excel spreadsheet of like the whole scene on his phone. He's like proper. He really cares about music, man. He's so impressive. He tried to kick me out the studio for hours. I wouldn't leave. I was so happy to be there. And he was like, I have to go. And I was like taking photos and TikToks. He was like, Layla, get out.
get out. Oh, that's wicked, man. That's cool. That's
Yeah,
it, really. That's the chat, man. It was good to speak to you.
fantastic.
Appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank you like allowing me to talk. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Ah, no worries.